On the vast plains, boundaries are invisible until they are crossed. Today, curiosity will meet a prehistoric rage. The pride knows only the warmth of safety. But for the young, innocence is a dangerous shield in a world of hidden giants.
One cub, trusting and naive, strays further into the unfamiliar. It is too young to read the subtle shift in the air. A male ostrich, a tall sentinel of the plains. He is not just grazing.
Nest is a shallow scrape, a quiet miracle carried through heat and fear. To an ostrich, an egg is a lineage that must not be broken.
The cub crosses the line. The ostrich does not charge with anger, but with a cold, calculated intent to eliminate a future threat. Velocity becomes a weapon. Two toes hammer the sand, driving the intruder away with the arithmetic of risk. No contact, just sheer intimidation. The cub runs, its speed fueled by primal fear. It knows only flight, instinctively moving away from the unexpected giant. But it is no match for the long-legged bird. The ostrich is built for speed, and its intent is clear.
The lioness's stir. The pride, once relaxed, now rises with the urgency of a hunt. The cub's flight has drawn attention.
A warning kick, a blur of muscle and claw. The inner toe, a heavy weapon, marks the line between warning and injury. Panic gives way to desperate survival. The cub pushes its small body to the limits, knowing its life hangs in the balance. Deterrence saves cows. The male drives the intruder far down the line, away from the precious eggs. Pride has seen enough. The urgency of a hunt electrifies the air. What was once a chase has turned. Now, it is the ostriches who must flee. The hunter has become the hunted, as the pride commits to the chase. A ling net testing the ground. Ranks gather from every compass point, a thunder that calls rain. Two ostriches hold the horizon through speed, balance, and frugal effort. The birds are built for distance, built to outlast teeth. Experience distilled to danger. An ostrich kick can break bone, and a single misjudgment can cost a season. A pair splits wide to cut the course, seeking a shortcut, a falter, a misstep. They read the geometry of the hunt, widening the breadth between hunter and hunted until half the pride falls away. Endurance turns to choice. The male eases his pace and slides behind the female. A moving shield that gathers risk to itself. Two lionesses remain. Experience distilled to danger. The chase continues, a relentless duel. One commits from the quarter, angles for the leg. A final gamble against a dangerous opponent. The kick lands high on the flank. He drops. Balance deserts him in the same instant. A blow delivered with primeval force.
Weight, dust, and claws fold the ground around his fall. The first mouthfuls begin before the dust can settle.
Female holds the horizon and runs on. The wind remembers what the herd will not say. Speed buys survival, but sacrifice keeps it. The carcass calling kin the way thunder calls rain. Ostrich skin resists the first teeth, thick and rubbery, but hunger speaks. Scissor blades of bone close like shears and part the hide in measured strokes. Forepaws anchor, and the head soar. Pride rises with the urgency of a hunt. A living net unwinds across the savanna, testing the ground with every stride. Female holds the horizon through speed and balance. The birds are built for distance, and efficiency is what outlasts teeth. The male reads the geometry of the hunt. He changed the axis with a slight veer, widening the breadth between hunter and hunted. Experience distilled to danger. The lioness knows that one misjudgment, one faulty leap, can cost a whole season. Sacrifice is a form of strength. The male gathers the risk to himself, a moving shield for the lineage he carries. One commits from the quarter, angling for the leg. A final surge to drain the last coin of the bird's effort. The hammer falls. A single ostrich kick can break bone, shattering the advance of the most glorious hunter. Balance deserts the predator. For a moment, the crown of the savanna is humbled by the rage of two-toed feet. But endurance turns to choice.
A pair splits wide to cut the course, and the living net begins to tighten its hold.
The first mouthfuls begin even before the spirit yields. The male fights for every breath, for every heartbeat of time he can buy. Scissor blades of bone close like shears. The price of the hunt is high, but hunger speaks in shoulders and stares.
Hate, dust and claws fold the ground around his fall. One body buys time for the lineage to survive the dark.
The female holds the horizon. The wind remembers what the herd will not say. Speed buys survival, but sacrifice keeps it.
Carcass calling kin the way thunder calls rain. Ranks gather, and a brief, hard-won truce begins over the prize. Ostrich skin is thick and rubbery, resisting the first teeth. It is a prize earned through effort that has a memory. Only one lioness is missing from the feast. She holds to the faint line of the fleeing female, gambling for a lone kill. Safety returns like breath after a sprint. She follows the pale track to where the many eyes of the flock wait. Danger is never distant, yet company lowers risk. Many eyes break the surprise that kills in the golden grass. Feathers lift and settle, veins made for insulation and display, shedding the heat of the hot hours and the fear of the chase. She is gravid, a quiet miracle carried through heat. Life sealed against weather and tooth, waiting for its time. The nest is only a shallow scrape, but placement is craft. She reorders the circle with her. Incubation is a labor of 40 days. A narrow band of temperature between life and the void.
Inside the shells, chicks cut a first crescent. They breathe for the first time as blood vessels withdraw from the membrane.
One after another, they work free. Heads bob with new balance as the flock stands around them like a moving windbreak.
A territorial male takes his shift. His black plumage dissolves into the darkness, a dark shield against the night. Vigilance is a shared economy. The mother rises, feathers lifting to look larger against the ghosts of the edge. The jackal reads scent and chants. It tests the nerve of the mother, seeking the fat and mineral of a dense package.
She hisses through a dry throat. Stride lengthening into a full sprint, she drives the scout far down the line. Heat is both a cradle and a crucible. Under the relentless sun, the miracle of life is forged in silence.
Inside the calcium walls, a struggle begins. Chicks cut their first crescent with an egg tooth, breathing for the very first time.
Progress is slow by design. One after another, they work free from the dark, trading the safety of the shell for the danger of the light.
Patience is the mother of escape. She reorders the circle, ensuring every globe of life shares the same warmth.
Legs unfold like fragile reeds. They are precocial, ready to walk within hours, yet their soft bodies are targets for every eye.
The jackal returns to the fringe. It reads the arithmetic of risk, waiting for one chick to stray beyond the shadow of protection. Communal care is a shared economy. Many eyes shorten surprise, confusing the hunter with a forest of moving legs.
Adults shade them with lifted wings. Loose veins made for insulation, shedding the heat of long, hot hours on the plain.
They imprint quickly. Necks tilt to copy the mother's pecs, learning the language of food and the rhythm of the sand. A moving shadow line trails the mother. Distance is safety in motion, added step by careful step. The canid feints toward a scattered shell. It tests the boundary, looking for a misstep in the mother's vigilance. Mother does not yield. She hisses through a dry throat, wings flared to magnify her size. Deterrence is the most efficient defense. The male meets the second probe. His black plumage is a declaration of rank and resolve. Keep the center calm. Grit is swallowed to grind food in the gizzard. Growth demands dense fuel, termites, grasshoppers, and the hard seeds of the earth. Danger also comes from above. Raptor shadows skim the plain, a silent threat from the blue vault.
They learn the freeze response. Stillness is safety in doubt. By weeks, they become ghosts in the dust. Beat the scout fast. Drive it far. 3 long bounds and the gap collapses under the hammer of his feet. The jackal can top 50 kilometers an hour, but it cannot match the stride of the ancient bird.
Hydration comes when luck permits. Every drop is a treasure measured in survival.
Ostrich eyes catch motion early. Surprise shortens, and the predator must show itself long before it closes. Vigilance is a shared economy. Many eyes break the surprise that kills in the dying light.
Practice sprints. Growth pays for itself as legs lengthen and balance steadies for the long road ahead.
The carcass of the fallen male is long gone. The male's loss becomes a gift, measured in the
Space, not walls, gives safety here. Formation flexes wide when sightlines are good, tight when cover rises. Each day adds memory to their caution. Each meal adds distance to their stride. Each posture a signal, each pause a message. A ring of tall sentinels ready to boom or kick.
Protection is most efficient before claws must land. In the slipstream of legs, the legacy continues.
Ears catch a rustle the instant it begins. The cycle never sleeps. The watch never ends.
Time is a weaver of strength. Weeks pass, and the fragile stripes of infancy give way to the sturdy plumage of survivors. Each day adds distance to their stride and memory to their caution. Practice sprints are the rehearsals for a life lived at speed.
The survivor of the pride now moves with a new brood. She has taught them that space, not walls, is the only true sanctuary.
Formation flexes wide when sightlines are good. A living geometry designed to catch the first hint of a shadow. The lions remain, a constant heartbeat of danger. But today, the gap between hunter and hunted has grown too wide to close.
The inner toe, the heavy claw, is hardening. A weapon of defense being forged by the very ground it treads.
Play is the bridge to power. In these mock battles, they learn the limits of their strength and the value of the group. As the sun sinks, the savanna exhales. A lineage continues.
The nest returns to the earth. The calcium that once sealed life now nourishes the grass that will feed the next generation.
Ears catch a rustle the instant it begins. The inner lid cleans the eye without ever closing the world to danger. A new sentinel rises. The black feathers of dominance begin to shield the next cycle.
The thief yields to the arithmetic of risk. Deterrence has won. Protection is most efficient when no blood is shed. Yesterday's targets are today's guardians. The stripes of fear are gone, replaced by the plumage of authority. In the wild, the only truth older than the grass is survival. A craft taught, bond of the brood is the pulse of the flock. A shared economy of eyes and effort that defies the surprise that kills. Speed is safety in motion. When doubt arises, the answer is a sprint that leaves the earth behind.
Rhythm of the plains resets. Every sunrise is a gift bought by the vigilance of the night.
He carries the memory of the chase in his blood. The predator is never distant, yet he is ready.
The herd keeps station. Lookouts high, feeders low. A layered tapestry of movement and meaning. The gamble of the lone kill failed. The plain is quiet again, but the hunger remains. A mirror to the ostrich's will to live.
Flightless but free. The wings made for display and heat shedding now carry the spirit of the savanna's fastest runner.
They roam far, crossing boundaries, redefining the realm of danger with every stride.
Two toes hammer the sand. A rhythm that began before the grass and will continue as long as the heartbeats last. Life and death are woven so tightly. But today, life holds the horizon. The survivor. The inheritor of a legacy born from fear and forged in velocity. The cycle remains whole. The vesta of the pride has faded, but the pulse of the flock is eternal.
Size is but a shadow, speed is the soul. The hunt reversed, the lineage saved.